Hello, everybody. Welcome to Module 4, and I wanted to give you just like a very brief overview and then a very brief discussion of what we have designed for you for the memo assignment. We're really putting two basic ideas together here. One is just the idea of the Keynesian multiplier, or what we call the Keynesian cross, kind of is an illustrative way to show how you have an initial disturbance on the demand side and how that can ripple through the economy. And we've got quite a bit of material on that. And you could say that, well, this is kind of like for those of you who've taken economics before, that this is sort of a baby model. But my feeling is that, yeah, I used to think that too, but now I think it's a very powerful model, and I think that it's worthwhile. And the second thing is to sort of apply this not to just an abstract case, but to actually what's going on in the United States today vis-a-vis economic activity and fiscal policy, which is government spending, taxes, and how that affects demand. And then there's also sort of there's a forward-looking approach here, which we'll be sort of looking at what we might need to do in the future in terms of policies. So we have actually there. You'll see the memo has two parts and two spreadsheets. First of all, okay, one part we have sort of I call it the overall. It's sort of a one period, but really it's sort of taking the entire period, sort of like just looking at kind of a snapshot. And it could be a number of years as a snapshot. And the idea here would be to discuss how a change in fiscal policy, a change in spending, or a change in taxes would affect overall GDP during that period, or average GDP, I should say, average GDP. By the way, I want to mention that all of the numbers in here are consistent with numbers that you would find on the Congressional Budget Office website, although they've been converted into real terms. If you really want to go deep into the CBO numbers, you'll find that they're nominal, but then we use a deflator and turn them into real. Okay. But then the second spreadsheet, this is more of a period-by-period approach. So again, these top lines here are telling us, okay, what CBO in a recent publication is actually forecasting what we'll call a baseline scenario. This is envisaging the policies that are on the books right now to go forward, what might happen. And then the idea is that you're going to put your policies in here. You're going to put them in these pink cells, and then you're going to be using this Keynesian multiplier to calculate your impacts on GDP, okay? And you're going to be coming up with what they call a revised baseline, or sometimes it's called an adjustment scenario, but it's a revision based on, and then you're going to be discussing that, and we've even provided some graphs on this. So the idea is, the idea is that you have to reduce the budget deficit. You do it, your instructions either by how much, government spending, taxes, put a nice discussion about that. And then also on the bulletin board, you can continue your discussion, because I think you'll find that there's plenty of interest in this. I think you're going to have a good time with this one. And I do want to mention once again that the Keynesian cross, yes, it is a very simple model. It's a very powerful one, but it's only a starting point, okay? And on the discussion board, we put some prompts that maybe ask you to maybe think a little bit beyond that. And of course, since we're not counting right or wrong, especially on the discussion board, you can feel free to sort of put your ideas out there. Okay? So that's basically it for this is your Mod 4 message. Good luck. Hope you're having a good time with the course.